everyone, and welcome to the Little Blue Fly. If this is your first visit, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and press the bell to be notified on all my future postings. So today, we are going to be doing some DIY decorating. As of late, I have been watching YouTube creators making these great decor pieces with Dollar Tree items. This has sparked my interest to give it a try with the Little Blue Fly's warm flair. This week, I also will be sharing a decor haul with possibly a decorated vignette. So be on the lookout because it's going to be packed with goodness. That being said, let's begin, shall we? So we are going to start with this simple little plastic tote bag that was purchased from the Dollar Tree. I loved all the detailing on it. We're going to use for our base coat some barnwood paint. Next, fawn paint that was purchased from Walmart. And then some truffle paint. Now what we are going to do is remove the handle up front. And in doing this, it's going to change it from being a tote bag to a basket. Try your best to go along the seam at the top of it. But after I cut off the handle, I did go back and trim it up, make it more smooth. Now we're going to start with our base coat, the barnwood paint. So this first coat with the barnwood, we use quite a bit of this paint. We go over the complete basket. Now it's not going to get into those small grooves, which is perfectly fine because we do want some of the gray to come through. So now we're going to work on the front. Again, we won't get all into the grooves, but we will cover the majority of the basket. This is such a nice earthy color. So again, the base coat was barnwood. Now we're going to start with the fawn paint. Now this, I do use a round brush, and it's more of a dab. So you just dab all over different places. And again, this is one of those to your liking type of projects. You might like more, you might like less. you'll get a feel for it as you're working with it. But again, you do just dab. All these colors work so nicely together. As you can see, some of the gray is still coming through. So you just continue to dab. I just couldn't get over how this was just $1. And it's such a fun project to do. So now for the truffle. Now with this paint, we will just lightly go over the basket. We will not use as much as we did the fawn paint. So again, the barnwood, we went over that quite well with that paint. Then just a little bit lighter with the fawn, and even more so with the truffle. The truffle really gave this piece a nice aged farmhouse feel. This was actually my first time working with the truffle paint, and I love it. So you just gently dab around. This basket is coming together so nicely. There we have it. Now next I have this oval piece of wood that was purchased from Hobby Lobby. It did come in a pack. And I will be using this to make a little sign for the front of the basket. I will be going over it with the fawn paint. I actually applied 2 coats. Now with a black chalk marker, okay, here we go. With the black chalk markers, I wanted to go over the front of it, but then I decided, no, that probably wouldn't work because of my lettering. So I decided to go on the outer edges. And then I added a piece of jute string. And my lettering came from Hobby Lobby. Now the jute string, I just applied some brown glaze on it. The glaze I purchased from, it is Michael's, yes. I've used it several times in my projects. I just put it on the string and then wipe it off really good. And now I'm just going to place on the lettering to spell out lint for the lint basket. And I just added a couple little dots on both sides. Sweet. Now I have these wooden balls. They actually came in a bag from Hobby Lobby, and I stained them with my glaze. And you add them on the front part of the string. And then you place the back string through the basket. And then you weave in the front piece. And you just tie it off in a knot, making sure that your little sign is at the height that you desire. And then when it's all tied off, you just clip off the excess string. There. Next, I'm going to add a couple little pieces of greenery. Making sure to cut off that string. Okay, so you glue the back and you just press it up behind the beads. And if you see the glue, no worries, you just add an extra piece of greenery. Now next, we are going to be working with our Dollar Tree frame. I loved the gold detailing. Then we have one of these sticker decals from the Dollar Tree. I'll be using that piece later. And some burlap. I did purchase this from Walmart. I loved the warm color. So you take apart the frame and just remove that excess piece. Make sure you clean it up. Then you take the burlap and you trace it with the back portion of the frame. Now I went ahead and I covered up that metal piece with some brown chalk paint because I didn't want it shining through my burlap. So you place your burlap down, which I actually had to redo that because I didn't see that piece of string under it. So I had to take that piece of string out and start all over. You clip everything down. You have the perfect burlap behind your glass. I love all the warm, rich colors. Now we're going to add our laundry room decal. Now many people put it behind the glass, and I could have done that, but I decided I wanted it up front because it actually gave it some great depth. Just press it down. Kind of bunched up there. And there you have it. A sweet little laundry room sign. For $2, well, and about 25 cents if you add in the burlap. $2.25 for that darling sign.